Back again for another video. Let me make sure my audio's good. I think my audio's good. I think. I'm never sure about this stuff. Maybe I should let me put it on the big screen. I think that's good. Yeah. Let me move it a little closer. Okay, and then we'll go back to this. All right. Just the same as usual. Gonna let a few people get in here. Today's topic: black lust. More specifically, how black men keep falling victim to the same things over and over and over again. Um, it's very unfortunate, but I feel like I have to uh, talk about this again. And I do mean again. And I'm going to use my own sources to explain this. As you can see, this is my video catalog. Um, there's nothing private here, so it's my own video catalog. Uh, and none of my videos are private, as you can see. You go through my catalog, you can see. I mean, there are some that I put private because I need to delete them, but for the most part, uh, they are all open. So none of this should be. If you guys have went through my catalog, none of this should be a surprise to you. What I'm going to talk about. What's going on, brother True? What's going on, Kenny B? But none of this should come as a surprise because I've talked about this before. And hopefully I got my audio fixed. If not, then uh, I'm just going to try to simulcast it from my phone, which simply means that I'm just going to play the video and play the video on the phone, on my computer muted, and I'm going to play the audio from my phone. So it may be a few seconds off or something like that, but hopefully you guys get the gist of why I'm uh, reposting this in so many words. Because it seems to be that we're running into the same problems again with men not understanding that you have to thoroughly vet these women before you allow them on your platforms. And this is to a lot of the newcomers too. To the recent men who have decided to start making content and who are start holding, um, courts of logic uh, where they involve women to come on their panels. I'm gonna play one of my videos and I'm gonna use this as an example of why you shouldn't do it. Hey, what's going on, Mike Andrew? D Clark was good. Stoner's World 3 was good. What's going on, Brenner W? But as you can see, this is my catalog right here. Let me cue up the video on my phone just in case the playback isn't that great. I think I fixed the audio issues, but just like any other content creators, or anyone who may not know how to make content or who doesn't make content, that you can't really test how the stream is going to play out when it comes to audio and playback. Um, I guess I could have made it private, but I don't want to go into all that and then tested it that way, I guess. But I kind of don't like to waste time. I guess that wouldn't be a waste of time, but nonetheless, I'm going to. And since I don't have the requirements to do everything, as far as the premiere, I'm just going to make a new video about it and premiere it in that video. That's what I'm going to do. So let me find the video on my phone. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. One second. All right. I guess the audio won't make a difference, but with no further ado, let's get on with it. What's going on, Chaos Rain? Uh, but as you can see, done pretty wide caseload of videos. Um, there's a lot of information in there for you guys. Um, how to help you navigate the life as a black person, mainly for black men. But I do talk to the women sometimes. Where is the video? Hmm. And I think my audio was too loud when I tried to play the video the last time. I'll just, okay, here it is. All right. So as you can see, the video has gotten, pretty good, uh, pretty good viewing. As far as my other videos are compared. It says anyone for a little candy. Uh, I'm right here. Blackfish, aka Miss Roma. Now I'll give a little context about the person that I'm going to discuss in this video. Um, that the the individual, she was going around scamming men. She pretended to be someone that she wasn't, and she pretended to uh, act like she was for black men. Uh, she basically read a lot of you black dudes very well, essentially. Um, she figured out how to cultivate herself into a caricature that black men would find appealing, and a lot of black men fell for it. This is no slight to anyone who has engaged with her um, on a level where they didn't understand who she was. It's just that I have the ability to read a lot of women, not every woman, but a lot of women, and my vetting process is so thorough that it it weeds them out. But I felt like there needed to be an individual made an example of. Right now, we understand that there are many women currently right now who are being made an example of through various channels. Um, but I want to explain that this has been going on for a very long time. That the men have been falling victim to, well, I can't even say falling victim. Well, yes, I can. They've been falling victim to their own lust. That's what they've been falling victim to. They're not necessarily falling victim to the women, because there's always a woman out there willing to take your money. There's always a woman out there willing to lie to you. There's always. So you can't say that you're a victim of that person if you engage without having any substantial boundaries put up or any vetting process in the way that you engage these women. But it's very unfortunate to see this happening to men again. But once again, those men are being flushed out, and those women are being flushed out, and a lot of things are being exposed. This isn't necessarily, I don't like to do messy videos per se. I just like to give exhibits of what not to do and what to do. Um, so this is pretty much what I plan on doing. So hopefully the playback is good. I'll check the volume here. We'll turn it down a little bit on YouTube because I think that was part of the problem. It was giving too much feedback. So let's see how it goes. You guys in the chat, let me know if everything is kosher or not. Oh, that's too big. Okay. How's that playback for you guys? Is it too low, too high? I think it's too low because I can barely hear it myself. I think I'll turn it up a little bit. Mm-mm-mm. Anybody give me some feedback out there? Anybody? 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 Can anybody give me some feedback? Yep, truth is right. What's going on, Rael? Can anybody give me some feedback? Anybody? I'll let it play. How about now? Is that better? Is it coming through clear? What's going on, Sheep? Any is it good or too low? You said it's too low, but turn it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I gotta figure this out. So anyway, I'll go to the minute mark and I'll just play it simultaneously. Turn the volume down. That way, I got some good audio to go with the visual because it won't make sense otherwise. Let's see. I'll go to 13. 13. All right. Turn the volume up on both, and we'll go from there.
I contacted the person several times, and they say they want to come on, do the live or whatever. But I'm gonna go ahead and make this video. Um, so as you people may heard, like I said before in my previous videos, that there are many people on YouTube who pretend to be someone that they're not. There have been many discussions on panels, many videos made throughout the manosphere, even videos made throughout the women's segment of things about all of these posers. Um, well, first off, I'm going to start with my section of it. The life that I live is completely true. And I know that sounds that sounds like a I guess cliche thing to say, and it's an expected thing to say. Um, but it is true. Um, and that's one thing about being a real person, a real individual, is that you can definitely recognize when you run across fake people. Um, and to be honest, I want to say that fake people are highly drawn to real individuals um, because they hope to obtain that level of realness. But it sounds weird, but that's actually true. Uh, envy is admiration, also with disdain mixed. Um, but anyway, um, so I attract a lot of people who claim to be something that they're not, just so they can fit in my world. Because from my experiences through my lifetime, I've run across a lot of these individuals, and they pretend to be someone that they say they're not. But I'm a very embracing person. I question everything, and I'm a skeptic as well. Um, and it's very rare that an individual will get anything over on me. This is partly from my background because not only did I have to personify something that I wasn't, I understood why I had to do that, and it was necessary for my survival in my environment. But through that, um, I'll tell you guys something you may not know. People don't really talk in Detroit. You have to watch body language. You have to look at every little detail in order to try to predict the things that happen in your environment, like from being killed, per se. Uh, you also, have to predict if someone's going to try to get over on you. I mean, Detroit is a very, it'll try you, and it'll definitely build your character up. Also, Oh well, let me do this. So just to prove you guys that I definitely own my own house. That's my garage door opener, and that's my garage in the back. Let me hit the button. Two-car garage. This is definitely my house. That's just to prove that I do own my own stuff. Open it back up. Pull the back end out. That's pretty good. And I've taken a lot to get here. You know, um, and like I said, through that, I uh, I attract a lot of people. But anyway, back to Detroit. So you have to learn how to read people with the little bits of information that they give you. Um, and of course, I'm here. So obviously, the patterns that I use to predict people's moves, and the information that I gathered, minimal information that I gathered, worked. There have been so many situations where I was caught off guard, but for the most part, I learned how to evade those types of situations and not get into those situations. But, you know, all you hear is two words from some distant people. Uh, you may be on the block or something like that. What you say to me? And people start shooting you like, what the hell is going on? It goes down that fast and people die. So it was very important for me to read my environment. Like I said, I read it correctly, and that's why I'm here. I didn't come out unscathed, but I also came out tougher than I probably would have if I had been in another environment that didn't require me to do such. But anyway, so I then moved on to um, the military. Colin Powell uh, was always a person that I envied, when it came to some of the things that he did and he progressed forward throughout his life. Um, so I went into he was a military intelligence officer, but, I came from Detroit. I didn't have a 4-year degree, so I settled for being a enlisted uh, military personnel, military intelligence personnel. Um, I went to Afghanistan. And I've seen a lot of things out there. I got involved in a lot of situations. Majority of my stint over there, for anybody who was in the military can understand this. Let's just say that I wore civilian clothes the whole entire time that I was over there. Well, 90% of the time. And I traveled all over Afghanistan. Um, and I worked directly with the CIA and FBI over there as well. Those guys are assholes, by the way, especially the CIA. But anyways, um, but a lot of the missions tried me because not only was I doing my job was ground surveillance, I also helped with counterintelligence as well. So we would have to interrogate people and be in the interrogation room and, watch all the tactics and learn all the tactics that were needed in order to interrogate people. And, we had to do a lot of crazy stuff. And it was traumatizing. It was, because there were things that went on that I probably still can't even speak about today, but and I don't want to talk about them, but those things taught me how to read people because it was burned into my brain. Those experiences along with the lessons that I learned and the teachings that I learned of counterintelligence. Um, but anyways, that brings me to today. So I'm able to use the tools that I have not only from book smarts because I do read the DSM-5 a lot when I run across somebody who's showing behavioral patterns that I don't necessarily recognize right offhand. Um, just once again to gain knowledge about these innuendos that people give off that are not necessarily direct communications, but they are communicating something that is different than normally what they're telling me. But not only did I get the textbook portion of it because I went to school also and took several psychology classes, um, I also, got that portion of reading people from the streets, and then I got a military portion of it as well. So I'm book smart, military, and street smart when it comes to reading people, if you can understand where I'm coming from. But anyways, I look like I'm balding in this, but I'm not. That's weird. But anyway, uh, like I said, that brings me to date. So I was on Rainy Woman's panel, and we were doing talks. Room talks is what she named the panel, and I was on there with Judge, Judge Dre, and she was asking me all types of questions about my positions and where I stand on certain things in my life, my background, and how I became the person that I am. And I gave her a brief overview, and I gave her, an overview on different parts and aspects of my life. And there were people, of course, in the chat room who were listening. One of these people was a YouTuber by the name of Candy Ramiro. Now, I had never met this person before, of course, and I have never came in contact with this person before. We've only briefly spoken in chat rooms, depending on whatever panel she was on or whatever place that I seen her, whatever chat room she was in or whatever, etc. Um, and nothing seemed odd about it at all. Uh, but this was prior to that interview that I did with Rain on it. But what ended up happening was uh, she ended up contacting me and she was curious about some of the things that I said. It was specifically about my stance on polygamy. And we began to have a conversation about that. Um, and through that, she gained an attraction to not only the things that I said, but I guess the level of intelligence that I have along with my personality. I mean, that's what I was told anyways, but once again, this is a person who will understand that I probably shouldn't believe anything that she tells me, which I didn't. Because once again, I can read people very well, even through text. I can, I got you guys, believe me. I got your number, believe me. But anyways, um, so, I then began to investigate this person after she told me a few things that seemed kind of off key. Um, throughout the military, my military time of service, I've been all around the world. Been to a lot of places. I've been to, of course, the Middle East. I've been to Qatar. I've been to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a big Qatar. It's nice as hell. You guys should visit it if you ever get a chance to. I've been to Ireland, Germany, various places around the world. Um, and through that, I've gained a lot of experience. I've met a lot of people. I've had a lot of talks with different people, based on their culture and stuff like that, especially the people in Afghanistan. Those people are pretty nice people, honestly. Um, I don't know why they get a bad rap because of, propaganda and such, but they're pretty nice people, and their women are beautiful. Women are, their women are beautiful. You ever want to see purple color eyes? Go to Afghanistan. Purple? It exists for me. But anyway, so back to the story. So, like I said, she was attracted to all the things that I have to say. And she said a few things that were off kilter. I've been around the world, I've been a lot of places. One of the places that I've been, because I was stationed at Fort Drum for most of my military career, and that's where I did most of my deployments at. Mountain Division. Anybody out there? Cool. But anyway, um, I used to frequent New York City a lot because Fort Drum is only about 3.5 hours to New York City. So through that, I gained a lot of knowledge about New York City, the blocks and everything like that. Manhattan is a pain in the ass to drive on. The bridges are expensive as hell. The boroughs have the most, or the projects probably have the most beautiful woman you ever see in your damn life. Um, just things like that. I started to get ingrained with the culture because I spent so much time there. And I learned a lot about the culture in New York City. Um, but as you guys know or may not know, Candy Ramiro claims to be from New York City. So this is where a lot of the inconsistencies came in. But I didn't say anything to her about it. I would ask her, all these questions about New York City, etc. And they didn't line up a lot. Now the other portion of it is that um, my sister, my sister's father, he has family down in Louisiana, and we used to go down there every once in a while. So, and my mother, she's from Alabama. So not only do I have, uh, a, I guess you could say, a cultural background of New York City, Detroit, but I'm also part Southern as well. And now I live out here in Colorado, so I'm getting my Western on. Yay! But and hopefully I can move and live in California for some extent of time. But I don't really want to do that. Getting too labeled for me. But anyway, so I got a real rounded personality, and I have a real rounded understanding of a lot of things because the mannerisms are different depending on where you are in the United States. Um, the understandings are different. The lingo is different, and I can speak a lot of the lingos, so much so that you wouldn't even recognize me. Um, but this is who I am, so this is who I talk. But adapting to circumstances and putting on a cloak to blend in with the environment is what I do. Um, Not only did I do this when I was being raised by the streets in Detroit, I did this also in the military because once again I wore civilian clothes. That was our job, to blend in with the local environment and get to know the people and move like they move. Granted, I don't speak any lick of Arabic, although at the same time we had interpreters with us who spoke for us a lot. Um, and the locals, they understood that we weren't there from there, but I had to grow my beard out and stuff like that. We had to adorn all the the local clothing and stuff like that. We had to wear all that stuff. So blending in is what I do. So when I meet someone unauthentic, I can easily point them out because I have so many backgrounds um, to share with people, and also to point people out, like I said. So anyway, the story goes on. Um, she began to tell me a lot of things about her. Um, a lot of things that I won't get into because I'm going to show you guys who the actual person is and such. But she began to tell me a lot of things that sounded, they're very traumatizing things for a woman to go through. Also, she began to tell me that she owns several businesses, she travels all the time, et cetera, and all these things like this. Obviously, these are things that I'm not believing and I'm keeping tabs on. But I'm not for sure of who this person is, but I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I'm watching, believe me. Um, but through that, more and more, these things didn't line up because, it pinged off of my actual background, from all the places that I've been, all the people that I've met, it was time after time, these conversations didn't seem to add up. Um, and I've had lengthy conversations with her. Um, she spoke very highly about things. I mean, she adapted to the manosphere successfully because I don't know if anybody else knew it, but there was something off about her. But when I actually when I actually went back to review a lot of the panels that she was on, it seemed everybody was taking her very serious, for the things that she was saying, and I can see why because they're super agreeable, you know, just like Kendra said. I mean, to get into the manosphere, all you got to do is nod your head and say you're right. I mean, as a woman, that's pretty much all you have to do. Nobody is going to be skeptical of who you are and what you're talking about and why you're so damn agreeable, being that you have female nature. Not saying that there are no women that exist that have not an ounce of honor and respect and reverence for men, but at the same time, these women are rare. Everyone knows this. And she was accepted as one of the rare people. But, once again, I'm a little bit different. But, I started to review a lot of things that she said on record, and to include her own videos. And once again, these things didn't add up according to the experience that I was having with her in conversation. Um, Mind you, she spat back a lot of the, rhetoric that women should be submissive and you shouldn't have sex with everybody that you come across, etc., etc. You know, that same old line. It's easy to parrot for women. Women are good at, multitasking, fantasy worlds. That's what they do. They have to. It's in their nature. But it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm getting bored with this. Let's do some real investigating. So I pulled out my tools and I started searching. And it only took me about a day of actually searching. Not a full day, but I'm just saying, like, it took me about maybe 6 hours to have this person completely pinned down to who she was, actually. And this is who she is. Now, I blurred the face out because I still have to have some level of respect for people's identity. And you guys are probably going to be like, no way that is Candy Romero. Yes, that's Candy Romero. Now, this next person that I'm going to show, I'm going to put the small clip in of her talking. And you will see that what she says and how she talks isn't like how Candy Romero talks. Now, in that portion of the video, you will see that, like I said, if you play it back again, the tattoos match up, the look match up, the face match up, but not the mannerism and tone. It does not match up.
Don't talk about it. Don't bring my name up. Because he gonna come back and tell me. And everything y'all fucking telling him, he fucking know already. It was pissing me off the most that you bitches don't do fuck for me. Nothing. Y'all don't do nothing for me, nor my child. Like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. Because Sky gonna do her regardless. Give a fuck what nobody say. I'm grown. I do what I want. I take care of myself. Don't worry about me. Until y'all start doing something for P and start paying bills in this bitch, don't worry about it.
Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, how did I come up with this information? I know neither one of these people personally. Never met them in my life. Ever. But I have my ways and tactics of figuring out who people are. Information is key. There's something we used to say in the military intelligence world, is that your enemy always has 90% of the information they need to exact their plan against you. You know where the other 10% comes from? It comes from running your mouth. You unapologetically spilling the beans on things that you shouldn't have in business telling anybody.
This is why I'm in the situation I'm in.
That's where it comes from. And once that person has the 100%, they can exact their plan against you, whatever that plan may be. So this is a lesson to everyone. Safeguard your information, because there are people like me out in this world who actually mean harm. I don't mean anyone harm. I just want to get to the bottom of the people who come to figure out who you are, what kind of person you are. I genuinely want to understand people, because not only was that my job, my duty, that is also my defense mechanism. And it has also saved my ass plenty of times. I should have been dead about 4 times in my lifetime, where that discernment and that level of understanding has saved my ass. So, I would say to people, be careful of careful of how you move. Be careful of what you say. Be careful of what you do. Because remember, there are only two things you can control in this world. That's what you say and what you do.
Make me feel so bad. As I was trying to say, I don't care about respecting you. You know I told you this when you came at me talking about fucking me and treat me like some whore. I don't fuck with you. You're fraudulent. You pussy. You disrespectful. You're not everything you present. You're fraudulent. You're fake. Period. Andy, let's be quiet for a second. I ain't being quiet. You stop talking to me. Stop talking about me. Don't address you. Don't mention my name and we ain't got no problem. You're not silent. I'm a grown man. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna talk about you. Bitch, why I'm gonna do what the fuck I want? I'm gonna disrespect you. Fuck your name. My name into it. Here. And why, bitch? I brought it in it because you fraudulent. And fuck your name. You're making yourself look bad. No, you making yourself look bad, you bitch made ass nigga. Fuck you talking. As I was trying, as I was trying to say. Anyway, you gonna keep trying, bitch, because I'm gonna keep talking over you. You are not allowed to talk to me or anyone. I'm gonna talk over you all day, bitch. You gonna entertain me today. I'm bored. What's up? Damn, girl. I'm bored. Candy. I didn't know. I can't. Because I told him when he disrespected me. Stop talking to me an hour ago. And he keep talking. Bitch, don't talk to me. I told him it's up. I said, Raja, I don't want to take it there with you. Be quiet. I just told him I didn't want to disrespect him. But he's not coming at me with the fuck. Yo.
Between those two things, you hold a high responsibility and you hold a high accountability to yourself and to the other people around you who are looking at you as the person you say you are. Be authentic. I just made a video about that. It's important. There are not. There is not another person like you in this earth. On this earth, there's not another person like you who will ever be created again. You have something special to give people. Figure out what that is. Harness it. Work on it. And give it to the world. That's what we're all here to do. I mean, of course, black people, you know, everyone has their own nature. And human nature is to be greedy. And to actually, I got a phone call. That's my homeboy call. I can call back. But anyways, um, human nature is to be greedy. Is to look out for self. But I like to believe, oh goodness, everything is like doing what it wants to do today. But anyway, that goes back to the only two things you can control. I can't control any of that. And I'm not going to cut the video. I'm not going to edit anything down. I don't have the patience for that. Life happens. So what? Sue me. But anyway, my other point. Be yourself. Not only for the betterment of yourself, but for the detriment that you can cause to other people. Because there are people who may be looking at you because you personify a person.
All right, that's where I'm going to cut it short because I'm just going to talking more about the things from my videos. But as you can see from what I have showed you guys on the screen, that this has happened before. This has happened before to where the men have let the women into their circles so much so that they have an effect on the content that the men are producing. So you're having a skewed content based on the collaboration that you do with women, whether they are good women or not, whether they're supposed to be there or not. It seems that y'all will never learn. And for the fact that she appeared as to be, I'll go back in the video. Let's see. Let's see. Where is it? Let me find it in the video. Uh, y'all thought that this was the woman that I'm showing you on the screen. Y'all thought that this was the woman that was talking on the other side of that live stream. For the ones who are around to know that, I'm giving this video for the ones to for re-education of the men who are around for this, and for a education for the men who are just coming into this. As my channel begins to grow, I like to keep up with certain talking points because it seems that it gets lost in all the fuckery. It seems that it gets put to the back and a lot of the fuckery gets put to the front. But you all have to remember that you all are subject to the same thing everyone else is. Just as easy as one man can fall victim to it, you can too. But how you differentiate the outcomes is that you set up the parameters, you set up the borders. And that's essentially what I did in order to catch this person. Now there have been many people who have been exposed recently who have probably some of them they haven't done as much damage as she did because she was actually taking money from men. She was actually creating a lot of chaos between the men. She was creating different factions of men against each other, creating, I guess you can say, the problems that exist in the manosphere, in the black manosphere, in the black sector, whatever you want to call it. She was contributing to that. And if you go around YouTube, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of the videos that have been coming out, exposing a lot of these women again. Uh, the reason why, I mean, some of them have came around, but they have slowly faded away from coming around my channel because they remember. They remember exactly what happened. So I can guarantee you that majority of the women who come over here, they come over here either with they come over here with the knowledge that they can't separate me from my purpose. They can't separate me from the direction that I'm trying to go. And that's because I made it clear. I made it clear that I'm not here to play any games with any of these females, any of these dudes. And if you get on the wrong side of the fence, then I gotta treat you as such. And I made that clear. I made that very clear. And I think other men need to have the same stance, meaning that you'll make an example out of somebody just in case you need to. Just to let people know that you're not standing for any of this. And for the other men that contribute to the degradation and the regression of this sector, is going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. This is the reason why you shouldn't put a female's looks above anything. You have to it translates online because remember one of the talking points that I made was is that you should have a criteria for how you engage women and how close you'll let them be in your life. You should have a criteria for that and what role they're going to play. You shouldn't just let them willy nilly say whatever they want and do whatever they want, contribute or not contribute. No, 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 no. You're the man in charge of this space. No, so you should have a criteria for the women and the people that come in this space, meaning that they have to meet the bar, and if they don't, they gotta go, or they gotta do their own thing. Something. It has to be something. It just can't be let loose like that. But my whole point is that as you can see, these pictures are pretty recent. That's a 2019 picture. So she was scamming y'all dudes for years, from what I heard. And I came on the scene in 2000. I came on the scene at about 2019, and I got that ass up on out of her. That's what happened. She came over here, and she didn't understand who I was, and I got that ass on up out of here. That's exactly what happened. Don't come over here playing those games because I get you. I get you. Don't come over here with that bullshit. And I suggest y'all stay away from any of the places that I peruse with that bullshit because I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. That's exactly what's gonna happen. If I have to make an example out of somebody else, I will. No problem. Luckily, nobody's had to make an example out of so far since that incident. But best believe that I'm doing my duty to help keep this place clean. Keep this place uh free from bullshit. Now, whatever a man does with his channel, that's totally fine. More power to him. But don't be crying victim when. I mean, a couple of these cats, they lucky that the manosphere came to bat for them because it was looking real ugly out there. It was looking real ugly out there for a few individuals. I ain't gonna say no names, but y'all know the people is. Y'all know what's going down. But the thing is, they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves by not having a criteria for the interaction for these women. They just let them do whatever they want. Now, a lot of y'all men, y'all don't, y'all hard headed. Y'all hard headed as hell. Y'all think y'all be talking. I mean, chick on the screen, she's not all that great looking anyway. But y'all think y'all be talking to a chick like that. But in realistic reality, where's the picture? You'll be talking to a chick like this. Y'all will prioritize a picture uh and a rhetoric over who a person truly is instead of what they really are. It's crazy to me. Y'all will sit there and let these women say whatever they want, do whatever they want, talk however they want, scream, cuss, and yell, and have these shitty talking points. They get on the panels. What are we talking about? Bitch, the live stream been going on for 45 minutes. What do you mean? What are we talking about? What do you mean? And the fact, I just don't understand it, and that makes me question if y'all dudes are really who y'all claim to be. Just those things alone. I mean, if you really trying to hide who you are, you're doing a really poor job of it in regards to what I see. Because I can point you out. I can point you out all day. But anyway, let's look at the chat. Seeing AM came in the building was good. AM. But yeah, that's Candy. That's who Candy really is. And a lot of these dudes, y'all fall for the sweet talk, and y'all fall for the little pretty icon picture. You maybe get a flash of a thigh on a cam up or something like that. Maybe get a DMV picture. That's what I call them when they take the neck up shots. DMV pictures. Uh, but let's see. Let's see. AM said, "What you doing in here, chaos? Your exact same job to talk about it. They will be exposed. They will be exposed. Like I said, I don't point no names out, but if I catch you slipping, I catch you slipping. That's just how it works. That's how it works with me. Because the spaces that I go in for the content. Look, I got the straggling on, Kendra. Goodness gracious. It seems like somebody needs some assistance like every hour. I hear them all the time around here now. I live in middle suburb kind of area. So, but anyway, uh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to see this stuff that keeps cycling again and again and again and again. When dude, there are so many people that have made examples of these type of females. When are y'all gonna learn? When are y'all gonna learn? I think y'all are gonna learn when y'all end up in jail or something. I think y'all gonna learn when somebody came from YouTube to knock on your door about some shit. I think that's the only time y'all gonna learn. But I'm hoping that the re-education and the education that I'm giving will will save y'all dudes. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to do my part here. Because we all have a responsibility to keep this space clean. I'm not going to sit here and advocate for somebody to do something that I'm not doing myself. Notice, if I have notice I've never done any panels. I can do panels no problem because there are plenty of people that come through because I have something to actually talk about. But the thing is, even if I did a panel, I guarantee you won't hear nobody up there talking no fuck shit. All that arguing and all that infighting and stuff like that, I don't deal with that because there's nothing progressive about that. Sure, there people become passionate about that points. I understand that. But then when it gets brought down to a base level of what the gynocracy wants from you, what good is your talking point anyway? What good is it? What good is it? I don't understand you dudes. And that's the reason why I don't deal with certain people. I don't listen to any of their content. you know I may hear say by someone like a lot of the stuff that goes on. I have to ask people about. You know why? Because I stay my ass from to fuck around that shit because it's not a part of my life. The way I live, like I said, how you move tells people. It should tell people who you are. And if you're moving funny, that means you're living funny to me. That's just the way I see it. I don't see it any other way. It's unfortunate once again that you dudes will not adhere. You will not get on code about certain stuff. You know, uh, as far as keeping these chicks off the panels. I mean, how hard is it? I mean, you got to have some creative bone in your body, and if you don't, you need to work on your masculinity again. But for the fact that this stuff keeps happening over and over and over again lets me know that some of y'all niggas may not be able to be saved. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I have no idea. You're gonna keep getting catfished by chicks like this. You gonna keep thinking that you're talking to a pretty red bone, whatever it is that you want. You're gonna keep thinking that this chick has your best interest while she's in the back chat giving all your personal information. How much do you have to lose in order before you stop and think and retool yourself? How much? How much? How many positions of compromise do you need to put yourself in before you wake up and realize that this is an unhealthy way of living life? I mean, sure, it may put a little money in your pockets. It may get you a few extra subscribers or something like that. But what good is that if you're in jail? What good is that? What good is that if all that money that you made on YouTube, you now have to pay for a lawyer to defend yourself on some real shit in court? What is it worth? What is it worth? But anyway, I just wanted to re-educate you guys on this. If you want to watch the full video, it's still in my catalog. Still in my catalog. Matter of fact, I suggest anybody listening to this, you listen to my whole catalog. Because like I said, I'm not here to tell you anything wrong. I'm here to tell you what from my experience, what I know to work, because I actually live this stuff. Y'all come up here to make content for the people. I come up here to educate the people. I don't care about how they feel. I don't care about how they see things. I don't care about none of that. I come up here to tell my story so that it can help and it can relate to somebody who may have been in my same position or is currently in the position that I used to be in, and they want to know how to get out. That's what a lot of my content is for.